Joining us now, Arizona Attorney General, he is Mark Brnovich. It's great to have you back on, sir. We're following the breaking news coming in. Homeland Security said there were 234,000, more than 234,000 encounters at the southern border last month. That's the highest ever. If it keeps up, that's the equivalent of the population of Chicago on an annualized basis. We're at the border is in collapse. Now, we know Texas has been moving to secure its border. We want to know if that's working and what Arizona is doing.
Well, Liz, thank you for having me on. And you and I have talked about this before. These numbers are so astronomical, we're losing ways to describe them. And remember, it's not just about the people coming across the border. It's about the record amount of drugs flooding into our country. And states like Arizona, states like Texas should not have to be busing people to D.C. We shouldn't have to be building barriers ourselves to secure our border. It is the job of the federal government, and the Biden administration and Nancy Pelosi and Cartel Kelly have failed miserably at their jobs, and Americans are less safe as a result of that, and taxpayers are basically funding, or their tax dollars are subsidizing people breaking the law now.
So we have new footage we've been showing from Fox News' Bill Maloogian. He's seeing hundreds and hundreds crossing illegally for nearly a week every day, and he's seeing the largest groups he's ever seen. But you brought up House Speaker Pelosi. Let's listen to Speaker Pelosi avoid talking about how the Democrats, they're in control of Congress, the Democrats are in control of the White House. The presidency, under this presidency, the border is in collapse. Pelosi, you're going to hear her being upset that the GOP is refusing, basically refusing to pass more COVID relief unless they keep Title 42 legislation in that package to keep Trump's pandemic border policy. Watch this.
We passed the bill. We wanted to put the COVID on there. They said no. We said, okay, Ukraine, urgent, right this minute, we'll do that. But we have to do the COVID package. There's no use holding it up to blackmail as the Republicans are trying to do.
How is border security blackmail when we're talking about dozens and dozens of MS-13 gang members, dozens and dozens of terrorists caught at ports of entry, hundreds of criminal illegal aliens who come into the country to attack U.S. citizens? Now, everybody's for legal immigration. What people don't understand is how is border security blackmail?
Yeah. Border security is national security. That's what people should always remember. And as a result of the failed policies of, President Biden, Secretary Mayorkas, and Nancy Pelosi, the American people are not only being blackmailed, our neighborhoods are more dangerous. And we've seen this attempt in D.C. to try to play all these political games. The bottom line is that Americans are dying. The price of fentanyl, the price of methamphetamine is declining, which every time people see that should realize people are going to die. I mean, we've talked about this. More than 100,000 people died last year as a result of these failed border policies. And Americans are not only now paying in the cost of our lives, but as a result of the Biden administration attempting to give welfare and other benefits to people, we're paying for this. Yeah. So the Biden administration and Nancy Pelosi want us to pay for people to break the law and to make our communities less safe.
And, this nation has been built on legal immigration, right? From people from all walks of faith, from all creeds, from all nationalities. That's what makes the U.S. great. It's about legal immigration. Supreme Court is taking up the Biden White House fight to drop the Trump-era Remain in Mexico policy. But Fox News' Steve Hilton has asked this. Should Democrats match the $33 billion in aid that we're giving Ukraine to the U.S. border?
I'm a first-generation American, and the reason why people want to come to the United States is because the rule of law and the Constitution means something. So no matter who we are, how you spell your last name, we all have an equal shot because the rule of law means something. We're all treated equally under the law. The United States, we are friends of liberty everywhere, but we are only guardians of our own. And we need to make sure that before we do anything anywhere in the world, we've stopped the tragic loss of lives in this country as a result of the Biden administration's failed border policies. Americans are dying.
I want to talk to you about this. A cross-border drug tunnel, another one found between San Diego and Mexico. There have been about 90 of these tunnels in the California border discovered since 2009. We're talking hundreds of tunnels across the border, including into Arizona. That's also a problem for drug smuggling.
Yeah, and this shows you the degree of sophistication and their complete lack of a fear of being prosecuted by the federal government. I've been to those tunnels. I'd invite you to come down here and see firsthand. I mean, these are literally sophisticated mining operations where you can drive a car through them.
Wow.
And so when you see these, you have to understand that is bringing drugs that are killing Americans into our state.
Mark Brnovich, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on. I'm Elizabeth MacDonald.